Welcome to the English Mystic Podcast. I'm your host, English Mystic, Dragon Shaman, Spirit Whisperer, and Mr. Explorer of all things seen and unseen. You're tuning in to a very special series honouring the epic Dragon Thunder Summit 2025, a worldwide gathering of visionaries, dragon channels, energy workers and soul-shifting guides. The summit brought together 36 incredible speakers from across the world, each sharing their unique gifts, wisdom and connection with the dragon realms. In this podcast series, we're diving deep, one episode at a time, into the essence of each speaker, their transmission, their gifts, and all the healing and awakening and dragon connections they've brought forward. To explore more about each speaker or to access the full summit replays, visit www.dragonthunder2025.com. Now breathe deep, call in your dragons, and let's step through the portal together. Our next speaker is Alessandra from Italy. She leads a discussion about dragon energy and its connection to personal growth and transformation. She shares insights about different types of dragons, including rainbow dragons and dragon fae, emphasizing their role in supporting individuals on their spiritual journeys. She also discusses methods for connecting with and invoking dragon energy, such as using crystals, wearing specific colours, and creating physical representations of dragons. She also addresses a number of different questions about clearing energy in sacred sites and the role of dragons in financial abundance. And she also includes a meditation for us to receive blessings from the dragons, focusing on expanding our auric field to absorb higher light frequencies.
So we have Alessandra, as she's just said, she's in Italy, so we're moving there now. I have seen some of your posts, and you're often in Rome or under churches and things. And I know that you've also connected with the dragons, or the cosmic dragons, whilst you were in Japan as well. So there's that connection there. And today you're going to be bringing in the Aladarin, I'm not sure if I said that right, Stargate dragons for us with your light language healing as well. So we'll look forward to that. Thank you, Alessandra.
Thanks, Nicola. You did it. You brought in a lot of things there. Yes, thank you. So it was exciting to have you, Miko, before, because the first time I ever really met a dragon, I was in Japan, and I was in a temple, and it had a big Buddhist statue, but it had a sculpture, a wooden sculpture of a dragon there. So I said hello to the dragon, and then it roared at me and scared me. So I had to come to Japan a second time. I was there working, teaching workshops about dragons, the black dragon, the earth dragon, all mostly for priestess empowerment. And so I have to say thank you to Japan for having had a visceral experience with dragons. I also want to say thank you to Sandra Marie, or Sandy. There was one phrase that you said, there's lots of phrases that you said, if you're still here, Sandra Marie. But one thing that when you were talking about roses, and then you were talking about frequency, it's funny because that's how I connect with dragons too. Dragons, with my background in psychology and archetypes, is there's so many different kinds of dragons that I'm also very nervous, because I can feel all of us here participating, everybody in the replay, everybody offering, that there's a richness of us to give and receive. So in fact, I wanted to take a break from talking, and I wanted us to just absorb. And I do have crystal bowls. So I wanted us to take a moment to integrate everything, the speakers that maybe we may not be able to listen to today because it's so long, or if we are, just to receive what it has to do for us. I do think that we are multidimensional beings, and whether we're dragon hearts or dragon riders or dragon man, dragon woman, dragon fae, I think we each are contributing a lot, whether we're speaking or listening. So I wanted to go into the abstract right now. And that's also part of what the Aldebaran Stargate dragons have to do, which work with the rainbow energy, is let's just sit here and take a breath. I hope you can hear the crystal bowls as I play them. Kevin, give me a thumbs up if you can hear it. So Sandy Marie, mentioning the roses, mentioned liquid water, saying it's not even liquid water, but it's plasma. Well, that's interesting because the rainbow dragons talk a lot about plasma in our bodies. Are we rainbow dragons? Are we becoming rainbow dragons or rainbow plasma? Are we the rainbow warriors that the Hopi and other Native Americans have talked about? Maybe rainbow warrior means that we're remembering our dragon face self, our multidimensional lives. Kevin, can you hear this bowl? So there is a massive energy bomb that we're doing here together as we are participating, giving, and receiving. And we're not just passive participants, that's the big message. And there's so much that is awakening inside of us right now. We are all gifted. Sometimes we feel it, sometimes we don't. Sometimes other people see it within us. But we're massively gifted. I have never been trained, but I know how to do readings on pets. I know how to do energy healing, channeled energy healing, and it all came spontaneous because I believed that we all have access to everything. The problem is that I'm human and I don't believe in being a good human. I don't think I'm a good human, but I can listen to fairies very well. There are so many dragons here, Kevin. You who have written so many books and so many oracle cards. There's legions and legions of dragons. And there's also legions or dragons or clans that we each, again, we are participating. We are adding, everyone here is adding, which makes this very exciting, and I was very nervous before coming on. Also, there is an electrical storm here in Italy. We're in the middle of the summer. It does not have storms in the summer where I am. I'm on a volcano and a lake, and we can see the sea. Epic spot. There's also a goddess Diana temple. It never rains, but today, massive electrical storm. So I can feel the dragons, and the dragons are physically here. So maybe in our dream time or tomorrow or when we're driving, we'll get an insight as to the gifts that we contributed, that we're bringing in. Because the rainbow dragons, and there's many different kinds of rainbow dragons, are reflecting back to us our colors. My colors are white and turquoise, and I bring them out. But the rainbow dragons want to bring out the colors that you like. Just now, as I said this, huge rainfall, massive storm coming in. Before it was electrical. It's just like torrent coming down. In Italy, when there's this weather like this, antidiluvio universale. Antidiluvio universale. They mean the end of the world, which could be the beginning of a new world. Beginning of our new world. So inside our auric field is this liquid plasma, liquid crystal, crystalline networks, crystalline everything. Inside our chakras, inside our body, inside our head, we are extremely luminescent, like liquid crystal, like almost not exactly solid water, but spongy water, if that makes sense. And there are new colors that are coming to us from different stargates, whichever stargates we are guardians of or that we like to play around. And at this moment, we're just being brought, our attention is brought softly to the Aldebaran stargate. Aldebaran is a guardian star used in many civilizations for navigation. It's also a huge star in Easter Island. So Aldebaran is on the outskirts of the plane of the galaxy. It's on the outside, so it helps us bring things from the outer universes that our multidimensional soul is seeking to amplify our skills. The symbolism of rainbow is everything, all the colors, integrated and loved. All societies, all people, all cultures, past, present, and future, in ourselves, on the earth now, on the earth then, in our past lives. And it goes back to that Hopi Native American rainbow warrior, the idea of honoring all peoples and integrating, but keeping our own role, keeping our own individuality of how we can assist. One person might be a teacher in one thing, another person might simply be an example or a role model in something else. So we are all really helping the new earth in our own unique way. The dragons are always telling me that we don't have to be big and loud. We can actually be effective and be incognito. You can be a mother at home, meditating to high frequencies and affecting your whole neighborhood. My sister is a nurse, and she's a high frequency being right in the middle of the pharma community. So we are acupuncture points emanating. What the rainbow dragons want to give us right now is a lot of energy. Energy to be happy, energy to be grounded, energy to love ourselves, energy to be our dragon fae self, energy to manifest, energy to fulfill our soul missions. And we can have many soul missions, and they can all be, complementary. And I know and feel that we're all building a new earth together. And from this moment forth, may it be that we have more joy and more clarity, more enjoyment, more lightness. Maybe it can be very easy to let go of baggage, feel more supported, connect with more like-minded weirdos like us, and feel the camaraderie. Maybe New Earth has already started and we're building it right here, right now. One thing that the dragons are helping us with, which is surprising because dragons are so fierce, is the heart. So if we focus on our heart and then focus on the thymus gland, the higher heart, the cosmic heart, we can also look behind our shoulders and see our own dragon wings, fairy wings, Valkyrie wings, advocates of change. And again, that can happen in so many ways. So the dragons are honoring us and saying, you are doing the change. You may not see it or feel it or know it, but we are here saying we see it. We encourage you, we love you, and we back you up. You are powerful. And if you want to see your own power, then you can develop it further. But it's right there. And this is why we love you so much. Accessing your gifts can actually be an overnight process. And for more and more people, that is happening. But it takes a lot of love and support from your guides to help your human self absorb it and integrate it. So that is the amount of absorption and integration that we have now. I know that we're still in higher space, but if there's any questions, I could either give them myself or channel the rainbow dragons. Somebody asked where I was, where I am right now. I am in a little tiny village called Nemi. It has a large temple of goddess Diana connected to Artemis. And I am about an hour south of Rome. Someone wants to know a little bit more about the dragon fae. There's lots of different people that will have something to say about the dragon fae or dragons in general, and so we all have a different way of saying it. I have made dragon oracle cards that I drew with chalk, and this might be one example. This dragon is the dragon, a micro dragon, so really tiny, and is connected to mushrooms or the micromycelium network. And maybe through images I can show you dragon fae. This dragon is a mixture of water and air, but maybe you can see the fae element to it. I happen to draw things cartoony. When I see fairies, I see them as cartoons. So they're giving me a signal of the fairy kingdom. Somebody's asking me, and I don't know if I answered enough about the dragon fae, if I contact different dragons. I contact lots of different kind of dragons, and mostly they come to me. So I have the white pearlescent mother dragon that comes very, very strong, and she's connected to all of us male, female priestesses. She is the Mother Sophia. The rainbow dragons have been coming in a lot because they just want to give us energy and stamina. Somebody is asking if the rain is about deep cleansing. Yes, it's about deep cleansing, but it's also about hear this now because we're the dragons. That's what it feels like. Somebody's asking me about the Vatican dragons. Could you please say how you see them coming back from underneath in the Catholic Church and the role in the sacred feminine? Okay, so I've been here in Italy a few years. I actually grew up in Italy, lived in America, and came back. So now that I've been in Italy, I would you see churches everywhere. So like church, church, and I'm not Catholic, so I would say oh, church is pagan. I mean, it's over ley lines, right, and things. So I will look under. And for some reason, I'm extremely attuned to water, so I must find out more about myself and water. What I see under churches is a recipe of ley lines. So it's either the ones that are known, Michael, Mary, the physical ley lines, or they're water ley lines, or it's either real water, like a stream, or a lake, aquifer, or the energy of water, so the recipes. So I will look down and I'll say, oh, I'm sure that there's a dragon that is, usually I'll see a dragon that is staked and held down, and the energy of the dragon is still being used and siphoned. And I will see that the dragon looks, and excuse me for this language, but it might be accurate language. The dragon looks retarded because it has been so abused that I will literally see it disabled mentally, energetically. It might be missing legs. And so I will not get my hands dirty because I've learned that I don't want to drain my own energy, but I will call in for my dragons or other dragons to, or other legions of beings to come in and help. I also work with Galactic Medusa, who's snake and dragon. So other dragons will come in. They will free the specific dragon or dragons under the churches. And it's actually all, it can be quite an extremely accelerated process because the retarded dragon or the disabled dragon will then puff out. At first it looks like a worm with no legs, then it'll pop out the legs and it'll show me all the different ley lines that it's working with, and then it will just form and develop and look gorgeous, and then it'll shoot off to wherever it wants to be. Sometimes they will stay around and put their tail around me and I'll be like, oh, thank you for the hug. But there's lots of different reactions to how the dragons form. There's been a few times when I go there and I want to free a dragon, and this has happened in the villages next to where I live, because I live by a lake but in 45 minutes away from the ocean. So there's one time that I wanted to free a dragon under one of these nearby churches that are south of Rome. And I saw a huge dragon come to me, and she was all happy and excited, and she was a water or sea dragon, and she was white, and she had this fan around her. I don't know what to call that thing. And she's like, I can help. So she came and helped. And then there was all these similar dragons that she was bringing out of there. So it's always an adventure. When Caroline and I were in London, we found a few dragons who appeared trapped. We have yet to go back and investigate. I think especially if you go physically somewhere, you don't have to return physically. You might already know it. You can shamanically go, or anywhere. You can help from anywhere, I think, and that might be even safer sometimes. Do you sing light language with your crystal bowls? And if so, where do you feel it comes from? Is it your soul or some other beings using? Okay, Kevin, I'll do that right now, and maybe we can all get answers. When I went to Japan 4 times, each time I was in Japan, I was teaching, and I was teaching for a full month each time. So I could say, I lived in Japan for 4 months. When I was in Japan and I was doing the light language, this huge, well-known person, her name is Keiko Anaguchi, and it was her company. She was telling people, did you hear her light language? It was fairies and dragon fairies and other beings. But there's a lot of beings that come through, because I first started off as channeling Arcturians or star fairies. So I'll do something, Kevin, because you're asking me to. So let's do it. I don't know what's gonna come through. Maybe y'all can tell me. Shenno manakateteteri con curito namai. Ore shina manakatai kar ar nanakatai tu te salai. Rokokokokoko. Tiki 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 te 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 te. Yum tokolanai. Yum makarei te 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 ri kushuno kore mananana karei shen oro nai. Shionoke I alakatata aike koroku. Kuku. Shino kana kara kara nananai kara nanai ketoinai. Koreti ser en on mana karaina kaira karasuntok. Wena kara ik iran anananaik. It is ar or unakanai. Quit it arts an. So what I saw is little tiny rebels. They were dragons and dragon fae and little fairies, and they were very small, and they were coming around to all of us, kind of like tiptoeing around the house to make sure that nobody else would see them. And to any of us that wants them, we have them in our home, right by our body. And that was the last little bit of it. I saw these rebels saying, "We're coming over." I believe that light language is like sound healing. Therefore, it is not exactly a language because it is not static. So a sound, from what I do it or when I hear other people, one sound does not equate to one thing. Each time you hear it, things are moving. And so it's more of a transmission of what are you needing at this time? How is it coming? How is it bringing to you? So it's not exactly a language, but it's a frequency movement thing. But things are transmitted and I feel them more empathically, if that makes sense. So when I do light language, I see so many images and sensations and feelings. So I don't even know if I want to call it language. Yes. Thank you for putting me on the spot, Kevin. I think you did your job. I'm going to take a pause and see if we want more questions and answers, if we want more energy, if we want channeled messages, or if Kevin will tell me what to do. That sounds good.
I think there was a further question a bit further up. Liz was asking, can you say a little bit more about the dragon fae?
Yeah, I started and then I didn't finish.
Sorry.
Right. I was also looking at another question from Amanda. Can you tell us a little bit about the progress or challenges to clearing the energy in the land and ley lines in Italy? I heard Rory Duff said there's a real need. So yeah, Rory Duff is like the pioneer about ley lines, and there's a lot to do in Italy, absolutely. I'm doing some, other people are doing some, and there's more to do. Okay, Dragon Fae. So there's a lot of different dragons, and that's what's really exciting. I see dragons inside cells. I see dragons inside the mushroom mycelium. I see giant dragons that go between galaxies. So we're talking about the microcosm and the macrocosm. If we talk about dragon fae, I might have an image here, but I don't know if it would answer the question. I drew a picture of a dragon fae. but that would only give one part to a bigger one. There you go. So Dragon Fae, she's humanoid, she's a fairy, but she also has, what do you call it, dinosaur-like features or dragon features. So Dragon Fae is something I'm still uncovering, but it would be the merging of how we understand the fairy elemental world to be and how dragons come in. And it has a lot to do with shape-shifting, magic, and lightness. I would say that Dragon Fae is an answer or a frequency answer or an antidote or a balance to the extreme heavy energy that we have of dragons, because till this day, if I do a session on someone and I'm tuning into dragon frequency, I still see the predominant energy in the collective consciousness. The collective consciousness is really heavy with recent energy, the recent thousands of years of dragon history, which has physical dragons, dragons used in war, but again, it was all humans or the Orions or other star beings that are using dragons to be extremely fierce and extremely physical. So Dragon Face seems to be a frequency that comes in and says, we are a doorway, similar to the rainbow dragon, saying there's a lot more to dragon frequency that I think you know and remember. Let us be the placeholder for you. Another thing about Dragon Fae is you could have a fairy that's interacting with a dragon man, or we begin to get into the myth of how and why was it that the dragons were eating the virgins. And I actually will get into that in my free gift. So sign up to that because that's next week. I will be channeling the concept of shape-shifting, the swan maiden, shape-shifting from man to dragon. The man dragon has a relationship with a female woman, or is she a fairy? So there's a lot of shape-shifting. There's just more to know. So it's a placeholder of what we could say Pandora's box, if we think of Pandora's box in a positive concept of what was she hiding? And it wasn't a box, it was an urn, just like the ancient Egyptians had urns where they had the brains and other things. They were holding magical positive potions. It wasn't bad stuff. So if you're wanting to clean and clear the ley lines in your house or under your house, you can do it by doing anything. Buying special crystals, asking the dragons, or even voice and toning. I do a lot with sound. If you have any bells, I know Kevin, you've got those bells. I love them. They do such clearing. But sound or humming, so that you can begin to clear the ley lines under your house, because you sort of have jurisdiction on your house, right? You have consciousness, you can stake the claim, you can invite dragons to come in and even unicorns to say this is a space where we're holding, and we're only holding high frequency. Do dragons ever free humans from soul prisons? I believe so. Specialized dragons, absolutely. And we humans do the same for dragons. Kevin, are you feeling anything else?
You mentioned rainbow a few times.
Huh?
You mentioned the rainbows a few times. Rainbow dragons, is there something there?
The rainbow dragons are saying for us to step up. But you know what? I'm not the only one to say that. They're saying for us to step up in any way. If you want to do a dragon picture and you don't sell it yet, or if you want to write a dragon book and you don't sell that yet, but if you want to create or do or sing, that all of that is contributing. Find any way to contribute, even if you feel a little bit silly. But really do it, and do it all the way. If you have a drum and you want to drum around your house barefoot, if you can. But the rainbow dragons are saying, choose me, pick me, I want to help you out. What color do you want? Or you can't choose and you want all the colors, or you're ADD and tomorrow you want silver, but today you want gold. Go for it. So the big message that the dragons have for us now, and the rainbow dragons, and again, different people have different rainbow dragons, because I know, Kevin, you have a rainbow dragon in your runes, and I loved that one. The rainbow dragons that I'm connecting to are saying, and I think they said it a few minutes ago, we can have access to immediate power. We can feel immediately powerful. You don't need 3 or 4 regression hypnotherapy sessions, but if you believe in it and placebo, then of course you can do it. But they're saying, we're here, you're here, we're reflecting back to you, and you really need more power. And now there's more torrents of rain coming in. It seems to accentuate. That was my cat tearing up a notebook that I have. Claudia, there was a question above about the dragon, about the Vatican. I thought I had answered that already. What is a good way to make space or let them know that they're welcome in our lives? So I feel that any energy we're working with, but I've been working with our star beings, fairies, and dragons, is you can draw them, even if it's a silly drawing. You can print out any image that you like off the internet. You can be like me and spend lots of money on dragon crystals. I'll show you some. But I think the thing is to make them physical in any way you can. Most creatively, if you do it yourself, it's more powerful. But if you don't have time, then maybe buying something that somebody else made. It's also great to have custom, if somebody custom makes something for you. Or you can get any little crystal and infuse it with dragon energy. I have these crystals that I work with, that this one has earth dragon energy in it. So anything that you can have that's physical, even if it's a drawing, that brings in that energy, literally physically. And Dina paints dragons. Yes, I paint dragons too. So Dina, keep doing it, because we need that. And I think you do it for sale too. So yes. So signing up for my classes is through my website. And later there'll be the links, alessandragilioli.com. And I do all sorts of things. Soon there'll be in-person events. But I've been doing a lot of online powerful work. I also talk about Galactic Medusa and the heroine's journey, and she is a dragon, and she's connected to the Black Dragons of Africa, which is hidden history. So I was wondering or tuning in what else there was to do. And then I'm feeling finances, abundance, flow, stability, security. And I thought, okay, let's do a little transmission on that. I wasn't expecting that. So this transmission is for financial stability and abundance, which of course abundance comes in different ways, but so many of us are like, give me stable income, please. Also passive income, so you don't have to work for it. Let's see what the dragons have to do, because dragons are about flow and making those ley lines flow, no blockages. All right. The dragons are giving us an image of a knotted up ball of yarn, and they're saying if we can imagine that to be our own life's chaos, if that symbolizes it, and they're going to say, we're going to show you how with sound and right now, through time and space, we can unknot the knots and create a great sphere of support. So that's what they're going to do right now for financial flow. So there's this big yarn of knotted, bundled, and it's either inside our hearts, inside our minds, anxiety, or it's all around us. And with the water, liquid, crystal, plasma flow, it very effortlessly knows how to untangle itself. And we too, when we have less anxiety and more clarity, we know the next step and the next step and the next step. So there is this sparkly frequency around us, this plasmatic rainbow light. And maybe it's a gift. Maybe this is one of the many gifts that we're receiving right now. Is to have this layer around our auric field that is magnetically attracting financial abundance and stabilizing it. I have experienced lots of financial abundance, found out that it's hard to stabilize it. It comes and it goes, it flows. So there is an anchoring mechanism that has to do with, do I deserve it? Do I believe in myself? Can I keep this up? Will I lose energy? Will I burn out? And the dragons are saying, because we are everything in the universe, so we are dragons too, right? We are dragon hearts. We are pure energy. So we can stabilize and ground and anchor in safety, stability, and steady income at a really high level. No questions asked, just flow. And deservedness. Any questions? Can we connect the rainbow dragons with the color of our clothing? I like that idea. Like wearing specific colored clothes with the intention of having the rainbow dragons bring in their energy to those colors. Yes. Yeah, because I'm doing it. I have these colors that I work with a lot. They turn me on. And so I'm calling in dragons. Also, you can do that with crystals. For example, I have this crystal that brings in a lot. But the idea with the clothing, yes. Also, this is going to sound funny. This message is from the fairies. You can also do it with your underpants. So if you don't want to wear bright red because you're at work and everybody has to wear black at work, you can have bright red underwear. And the dragons and the fairies are going to be like, oh yeah. Yeah. And then there's also rose pink, rose quartz. with aura. This one is just really bringing in a lot of love. There was one day in the office, this is kind of funny. I was working for the Girl Scouts, and it was all adults, mostly all women. And I have no idea how it happened. But one day somebody said, "Hey, I'm wearing purple underwear." So we all checked our underwear, and we all had purple underwear that day in the office. So we'd say, "Hey, purple dragons were helping us." I do think that crystals can do a lot, but I am also of the so I work, yes, with dragons, with fairies, but a lot with crystals. And I think I am a crystal being. So if you have any kind of crystal, I believe it can completely amplify your connection to dragons and the ley lines. But we all have our things that really, really switch us on. So there's two places that you can buy crystal dragons. These specific ones that I showed you are expensive but lovely, and it's Sixtina, so I should put a link later. Sixtina is on Facebook. But then this dragon, which is the same design, you can buy on Etsy and eBay. So they're kind of all over, and the prices are still high, hundreds of dollars. But you know, if you're nuts, you're nuts. So do you have any more questions, or do you want any more blessings from the dragons? I'm going to try to write here Sixtina on Facebook. She has a unique name. I don't have her whole. So you're somebody's son, Carla, your son is 27, and there's a blessing for him. Mona wants more blessings. All right, so let's see what blessings we have. Let's keep it. I'll start with abstract, and I'll see if any messages come in. Since we are asking for blessings and the energy is really strong through time and space, let us imagine that we are sitting in this circle that you can see behind me. And we're sitting inside the circle. There might be a lot of us, so the circle might be bigger. Look at how active these stones are, the standing stones, which are known as portals. And let us see what kind of blessings we receive. Whether we know what the blessing is right now, or whether the blessing comes as a gift for us to unravel. We'll start off by receiving this rainbow shimmery light. It's transparent, translucent, and if you can see it, it's like this crystal bowl. It's rainbowy. There is this rainbow film, similar to the rocks, that is descending upon us to really make the gifts or the blessings more visceral. So if we're wanting to receive this additional blessing and gift, and if we're wanting to receive this rainbow sheen, rainbow pearlescent frequency, it is coming down, down, down into our sphere, into our country, into our city, into our home, into our room, and if you want to, into your auric field, our auric field, or you can have it downloaded into a crystal in your room. Right now, as we're sitting in a circular formation, At the center of our circle is a giant pearl with a rainbow sheen. The pearl is shape-shifting, and it's saying, am I a pearl or am I a dragon egg? And it's up to us to understand. Obviously, that pearl is for each one of us to get. Multidimensional, we each have our own pearl. But together with the cohesive force field and power of this group, we're really making this strong. The feeling that I have, and somebody said quantum and timeline and jumping, that's the feeling that I have. I have a feeling that with the assistance of this group, that we are now going to be able to have the capacity to receive a big shift of whatever our blessing is, and the capacity to integrate it with ease and grace. So we're talking about quantum leaping. Other people might say jumping to a parallel lifeline where we have been building and building and building the phenomenal things that we want in our life. This is one of the specialties of the dragons, of many dragons and the rainbow dragons. Part of the blessing is to be able to expand our auric field so that it can contain, absorb, retain with ease and grace higher light. This higher light then slowly in time release formation gets received by our auric field and our biofield, and eventually our physical body. Part of the blessing, part of holding the blessing, part of making it manifest is having our cells and our water hold the plasmatic light. Part of the mitochondria inside our cells, hundreds of mitochondria inside our cells, holding on to the light and transmuting it. That is the gift of the dragon, rainbow dragons. So we are coming to the closure of the experience. Make sure that you take carefully with love and sacredness the giant pearl or dragon egg, and you hold it in your heart, and then it pops up and it's in your heart but in your auric field, in your heart and in your auric field, and you can hold on to it that way. Hi Denise. Nicola, that's all I have. I don't know if we have time for questions or not.
Thank you so much. Those blessings were lovely. Yeah, loved all the different bowls and sounds, and feels very otherworldly. Beautiful. Thank you.
Thanks for being the host.
Thank you. We'll hand back to Kevin. Do you want to introduce Casca, isn't it? Alessandra Casca.
Yeah. Alessandra, Casca, Alessandra. You say hello to each other, incoming and outgoing. Can you see her? Oh, she's on mute. Casca's on. She's on mute. She's talking, but she can't hear her.
Sorry.
It's all right.
It's beautiful to connect to you, Alessandra. You know, I've seen you in passing, but we've never actually connected. And I came in towards the end of that, and I felt your energy and the dragon energy instantly. So I'm actually a bit sad that I didn't come in sooner. But it's really beautiful to connect to you and to meet you today and to follow on from you as well. Yeah.
I've seen your work and I'm seeing you're doing big things, so I've been very curious about it. So I hope to speak more later too.
That would be really beautiful. I'd love to connect. Yeah, I'd love to.
Thanks. Thanks for what you're doing. Ciao, ciao.
Thank
Bye.
you. You too. Bye-bye.
Beautiful. Let's send Alessandra lots of love. Press that heart button. You've got all her links. You know where she is. She's in Italy, so decent pizza over there, I tell you. And gelato, of course. Cool. Thank you for journeying with us today on the English Mystic Podcast, Dragon Thunder Summit 2025 edition. This is just one voice, one frequency in a greater dragon symphony, each echoing across the earth right now. If you felt the stir in your heart, if you heard a whisper from your dragon allies, then the work is beginning. Be sure to explore all 36 epic speakers and their transmissions by heading over to the website www.dragonthunder2025.com, where the portal is open. Until next time, walk boldly with your dragons, speak your truth like fire, and may your path be guided by the ancient winds. Stay mystical, stay wild, stay dragon aligned. This is the English Mystic. See you next time.
In the realm where spirits dance, where dragons soar with fiery glance, a song of power, strength untold, for human hearts, for young and old. Wings that span the starry night, scales that gleam with ancient light. Dragons rise, guardians bold, tales of healing, tales untold. Almighty ones, wise and grand, protectors of this sacred land. With breath of fire, a timeless art, they heal and mend each wounded heart. Through shadows deep and forests wide, they guide us with a noble stride. In the dance of life, a sacred chance to heed the call of dragon trance. Scale by scale, a shield they weave. In the moonlit night, their magic breathe. Whispers of protection, strong and true. In the realm where dreams come through. So gather round, O kin of earth. Let the dragon's melody give birth to healing streams and fiery light, as we journey through the shaman's night. O dragons, ancient and divine, your friendship like the stars will shine. In the tapestry of life, a song we weave